Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the time that I met Devon Larratt. If you guys are not familiar with Devon Larratt, he is essentially, in my opinion, the greatest arm wrestler currently alive right now, besides Levon, who's a monster. If you guys don't know Levon, look him up. Just type in Levon arm wrestling. The guy looks like he's the Incredible Hulk. But this video is about the time that I met Devon Larratt. So if you're into arm wrestling, this video is for you. If not, I highly recommend you just check out Devon Larratt and like his videos in arm wrestling, especially if you're like a UFC fan. He's done interviews with Joe Rogan. Dana White knows him. So he's kind of in that whole like fighting scene. So anyways, yeah, the time that I met Devon Larratt, he was going to venues essentially doing kind of meet and greets. He was also doing just training for people that like legitimately arm wrestle and try to get into the league. So he was in New Jersey. I have family that lives in New Jersey, so I decided to, buy a ticket. It's only like $30. I feel like it was pretty cheap, just to go and meet him. So it was at a gym, found parking. There was a really huge line, and I think there were people that like have never arm wrestled before, but just wanted to meet this guy. So kind of a background about him: he's incredibly tall. He's been in the arm wrestling scene for a very long time. Guy is massive. When I say massive, I mean like not only just very well built, but like very tall. Just a huge guy. And has these gigantic like kind of baseball glove or like mitts as hands, and I'll get into that in a second. So anyways, waiting in line, finally they start allowing people to come into the room where he's gonna talk about just arm wrestling in general. Now I'm not a huge arm wrestling like person. I remember in middle school, maybe elementary, I would arm wrestle, but like not to ever compete or anything. So he's talking, and again, I'm just like, I'm blown away. I'm 6 feet, maybe 6'1", but I'm gonna say 6 feet. But he's gigantic. Guy has like insanely big forearms to the point where it just like comes all the way out. Yeah, it's insane. He kind of looks like the Wolverine, to be honest, but very nice guy, to be completely honest. A lot of the time I feel like with like internet personalities or people that are pretty well known on the internet, sometimes they're not the same when you meet them in person. He was a very nice, very humble guy, honestly just like an ordinary person. And I try not to idolize anyone. I just wanted to meet him because I think it would be pretty cool. But yeah, very nice guy. So once he kind of talked about, arm wrestling, he then was taking photos with everybody. So I was waiting my turn. His wife was there. And yeah, so you got to pretty much go up to an arm wrestling table, get a photo of like kind of you like pretending to arm wrestle him. And I remember just like trying to like just put my hand next to his. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like no wonder people lose in these matches. Like when he wrapped his hand around, his entire hand fit like on my head. I don't know how else to really explain that. And his fingers are just like this is my finger. His fingers are like that thick. It's crazy. So genetically, I mean, that this guy, I'm sure with all the training that he's done, has definitely helped. But very humble guy, was in the military. I think he was a cadet. I don't really know. Don't actually fact check me on that. But no, I mean in like Canada, because I believe that's where he's from. Could have not even been in the military. Just forget what I said. I don't want to be wrong. But very nice guy. So again, got the photo with him, just like insanely big. There's also a YouTube short that I posted of just like how big he actually is. So again, he asked me what my name was. It was a very quick conversation, but I was just like, dang. So this guy was also then showing like what he's able to curl. Also just like arm wrestling workouts that he can do. And no, it's insane. So just a very nice guy. I mean, I like watching his videos for the pure fact of like arm wrestling gets very intense. If you haven't watched arm wrestling and just a match in general, it's kind of insane. It's two people that are literally training their forearms so much to the point where it's like they're just insanely huge, and there's just so much like that you wouldn't think that there would be a lot of anticipation, but there is, and it gets really, really intense. And I think the sport is honestly growing. It's kind of one of those sports that like you can go watch at a bar. I know they do like live events now too, so I know a large part of what he's trying to do is like grow the whole arm wrestling scene. How can they make it bigger? And I think a lot of people are getting really interested in arm wrestling, not only for just like training purposes for your forearms, but also like when I went there, I met a lot of cool people too, like even just random people that wanted to meet him, but then like people who just tried out arm wrestling. It was nice, but I never realized how much goes into arm wrestling. That's another thing, is like there's a lot of training that goes into it. You wouldn't think that there would be, right? Like in elementary school, it's like that's it. But no, there's form, there's technique, there's timing, there's training. It's like all of these things. So yeah, I just want to share that short little story about Devon Larratt. And if you ever watch this, it was a pleasure meeting you. And wish you the best of luck with your arm wrestling, because I think you're still doing it. So, and I know his son is also arm wrestling too, or I think two sons. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Shorter video today, but appreciate it, and have a good one. Bye.